Every enterprise decision leaves a digital trail. The question is whether you can prove it. EvidentIQ connects identity, policy, evidence, approvals, and timestamps into a digital trust layer, so outcomes are verifiable, auditable, and ready when regulators, customers, or executives ask. Each new app, API, workflow, and AI agent expands what your business can do. It also expands what can go wrong. Audit logs may show what happened, but after an incident, the harder question is why it happened and whether you could have seen it coming. Trust is no longer just about whether a system works. Stakeholders now need to understand how decisions are produced. Executives want confidence in business impact. Auditors need a clear trail. Architects need to know which systems and models shape the result. Regulators need evidence that can stand up to scrutiny. So the core questions become: why did this happen? Who or what influenced it? And can we verify the evidence? When those answers are available, decisions become explainable, defensible, and trustworthy. Most organizations already have many security and governance tools: IAM, SIEM, PKI, logs, monitoring, audit, compliance, data lakes, and AI governance. All produce useful signals. The problem is that those signals often live in separate systems, with separate owners, formats, and definitions of truth. So when a decision must be verified, teams spend time stitching evidence together instead of relying on shared context. The result is scattered trust. People, systems, AI, policies, documents, and decisions are connected informally, but not through one consistent, provable chain of evidence. EvidentIQ is the digital trust layer between enterprise systems and everyday decisions. It brings confidence to information moving across CRM, ERP, procurement, HR, service, and content platforms. Instead of treating trust as an afterthought, EvidentIQ helps teams verify, validate, audit, and secure the evidence behind customer, financial, operational, people, and strategic decisions. A trust context is the evidence package around an important decision. It brings together what was decided, who was involved, when key events happened, what documents were used, and why the final rationale made sense. This is more than record keeping. It makes the decision explainable, defensible, and auditable later, so others can trust both the outcome and the process behind it. Trust intelligence begins by connecting context: people, systems, AI, documents, and decisions. Instead of treating these as separate records, EvidentIQ links them into a trust graph. That graph shows who acted, what changed, which system was involved, and why it mattered. Once those relationships are trusted, the organization can detect patterns, spot anomalies, assess compliance risk, and answer questions with evidence. It can also replay events to reconstruct what happened. The shift is from scattered data to connected context, and from connected context to actionable trust. At a high level, EvidentIQ sits between your applications and your storage environments. Applications connect through SDKs, APIs, events, or webhooks. Each request enters the trust context engine, where identity, intent, policy signals, and risk context are evaluated together. From there, the policy engine determines what is allowed. The crypto engine protects the data, and the storage adapter routes it to the right destination: cloud, hybrid, sovereign, or on-premises. Across the flow, observability and audit create evidence, giving teams compliance, transparency, control, and scalable performance. The key principle is that trust stays under the customer's control. Evidence can originate in a customer cloud, an on-premises data center, or a sovereign environment. EvidentIQ does not require changing ownership of that environment. It captures trust metadata and cryptographic evidence, then turns those signals into verifiable decisions. The customer still governs where evidence is stored, how long it is retained, and how the deployment model is operated. That creates assurance without surrendering control, which is essential for regulated, sensitive, or sovereignty-driven use cases. The real shift is from searching to knowing. In many organizations, evidence lives across logs, documents, emails, tickets, team knowledge, and system data. Each handoff adds delay, interpretation, and risks. EvidentIQ turns those scattered signals into connected trust context. It links the relevant sources, explains how a decision was reached, and makes the supporting evidence easier to verify. Teams can respond faster, strengthen compliance, and reduce operational risk because decisions are based on traceable context, not guesswork. Consider a clinician recommending treatment B for patient A. That decision may depend on patient history, imaging, pathology, genomics, and current medical literature, often from separate AI tools. EvidentIQ acts as the reasoning layer that connects those inputs, records how each one influenced the recommendation, and preserves the evidence chain. So when a regulator later asks, why this treatment, the answer is not a black box. It is traceable, reviewable, and available in seconds. This is where the architecture story becomes practical. EvidentIQ sits between existing systems and the ways teams already work, so adoption does not require a major rebuild. Applications can stay in place. Databases do not need to be replaced. Workflows can continue while new integrations are added around them. Teams can expose and consume capabilities through REST, gRPC, Kafka, service buses, MCP, OpenAPI, and more, using common languages like Java, .NET, Python, Node, and Go. The result is flexibility without sacrificing security, reliability, or enterprise readiness. EvidentIQ fits best where evidence is high stakes, fragmented, and hard to govern. Large enterprises need it because decisions in healthcare, government, manufacturing, finance, energy, and retail depend on traceable proof, not just analytics. Platform builders can embed evidence intelligence into software, AI workflows, and transformation programs. Partners make the model scalable. Integrators connect systems, consultants shape use cases, cloud providers supply infrastructure, and governance platforms extend trust. The ecosystem is centered on organizations that must turn complex information into defensible decisions. The next phase of enterprise trust will not come from claims or static reports. It will come from evidence generated continuously as organizations build AI, modernize applications, and digitize operations. That evidence becomes the connective tissue between technical systems and business assurance. When it is captured, governed, and made accessible, leaders can prove that systems are trusted, verifiable, explainable, and compliant. The payoff is practical: stronger strategic confidence, lower risk, more resilient operations, and greater trust from regulators, customers, partners, and employees. Start small, but choose something that matters. Pick one high-value workflow where AI recommendations, approvals, compliance events, transactions, or regulated decisions create real risk or delay. Instrument that workflow with the trust context we covered: provenance, model insight, policies, rationale, audit trail, and customer control. Then run a focused pilot. Validate whether decisions are more explainable, evidence is stronger, and stakeholders trust the outcome. Share results, learn quickly, and scale when the evidence supports it.